Welcome to Starfield. You start off deep in the mines, harvesting some beryllium, which is actually a real type of raw metal. God, I love miners. Mine workers are also great. I head deep inside the caves and find some mysterious group of floating minerals, and so I pick one up and then get transported to another dimension, the character creator menu. I create a character who looks like he sold a few of his own organs for smack, and then I have a look around the staff quarters. I start stealing everyone's stuff. Are you really playing a Bethesda game if you don't pick up absolutely everything until your character becomes encumbered and can't run? I even steal this guy's lunch.
Hey, that was my sandwich!
We exit the facility and are greeted with the large open world. This big ship lands and some dodgy astronaut gets out to speak with us, but I ditch the gang to go exploring. I find lots of rocks. I then have to run all the way back, and I swear to God my character smokes a pack a day. How do you run out of breath in low gravity? It's either emphysema or the fact I picked up every single possible item in the staff quarters. The pirates then attack our humble mining community. They're not even cool, relatable Somali pirates, they're space pirates, and so I kill them all. The dodgy astronaut is like, wow, that was impressive. Here, have my spaceship and robot. He just gives them to me so the plot can rapidly move forward, I guess. The big girl wants me to investigate a research station that has gone dark. The ship's pretty cool. It's got one bed, so when we get a crew, we'll all have to cuddle up together. Hopefully it's an all-male crew of miners. I take off into space and am immediately engaged by more pirates, but I take them out because I'm built different. I'm stronger than Lizzo's bed frame, faster than a boy on prom night, and sneakier than even the most covert of stepdads. I land on this new planet via a cutscene. I locate the research facility and begin the search for survivors. Inside the lab, I find something truly disturbing. Motivational posters. I used to share an office with this girl who put up motivational posters, and she had this one that said, "Attitudes are contagious, is yours worth catching?" It made me want to kill myself every single morning, but she was really hot, so I pretended to like them. I kill a bunch of pirates and then come face to face with their leader. I surprisingly managed to convince him I'm not a threat. He's clearly not a great judge of character, I just murdered 20 of his men. We make peace with the pirates. I proceed to push several of these flammable containers right next to the Pirate King, and he isn't even fazed. I then shoot them, killing every single one in a fiery explosion. I'm pretty sure the Geneva Convention doesn't extend to space. Like the video if you enjoy war crimes. My work on this planet is done, so I hyper-jump to a friendly planet. You might be wondering why everyone's shooting me on this friendly planet. Well, I forgot to record a few minutes of gameplay, and in that time I became an intergalactic space terrorist. Why put children in the game? Obviously everyone's going to try and kill them. I have to fight off several waves of security, but eventually they just give up. Now I'm good to explore again, but I swear to God these space kids have no sense of humor.
Your parents would be disappointed in you.
Is that really an appropriate thing to say to a child?
I'm holding too many items to run, so I drop them all in a perfect circle on the ground, just like in real life. A soldier then approaches me and says I need to go to jail. What's the penalty for 26 murders, many of which were unarmed technicians? 7 days in prison. Harsh but fair. I get through my sentence without getting to bend over once. I mean having to bend over once. I also decide to start playing in third person because it looks cooler in my opinion. I continue following the main story regarding that mysterious piece of floating metal from the beginning of the game. I meet this girl called Sarah who looks exactly like that chick I worked with that hung the motivational posters everywhere. I wonder if you can romance her in this game. I'm definitely going to find that out later in private. I mean, I put the piece of metal in and it's amazing, wow. She's now following me around so we can solve the metal mystery, but I decide instead that I will join the army. I want the comradeship that these Boy Scouts have. I head up to the Vanguard headquarters and they're excited to have me sign up. I head inside and enroll for the exam. I love the detailed side quests in Bethesda games. You actually have to sign up and then you walk through these displays, learning the Vanguard history. It's very immersive. I pass the final exam, and just like that, we're a probationary soldier. Our initial mission is to investigate a research facility that's gone dark. Basically the exact same mission we did earlier. Sarah's like, wow, I think we should explore the magic metal mystery first. I ignore her and instead buy myself a jetpack. It's my new favourite thing in the world. We set course and land on a planet that's darker than America's no-fly list. It becomes immediately apparent that either someone forgot to put the wet floor sign out, or a giant mutated alien spider has ravaged this base. I go and speak with the only survivor who confirms the monster was a giant alien and asks me to kill it. I look out the window and see the alien spider absolutely decimate some dinosaur-looking thing. I proceed to go around turning on all the automatic turrets and they make short work of the giant alien spider. It's quite surprising that no one else thought to turn on the automatic turrets. Before I fly back to Vanguard headquarters, I decide to explore the planet a little bit. I run pretty far in one direction and find more alien dinosaurs. One of them almost kills Sarah, but she can't die because the only thing thicker than her is her plot armor. I fly back and report to the chief, who's like, "Congratulations, you are now a Vanguard soldier." He gives me my uniform and I'm now part of the military. I almost joined the military in real life, but then I realized you're not allowed to smoke weed and shoot terrorists. They're super strict on that. I think I'd be a great soldier though, I'd bring the fun back to war. I can see myself hotboxing a tank with the boys. I might not have all my limbs, but I'd have a portable speaker at all times. Every day at 4:20 PM, I'd light a joint, and as my lighter clicked, all the shooting would stop and there'd be a perfect silence. Both forces would lay down their weapons and pass around the joint, ending the savage conflict as common ground was reached. All of the soldiers would then kiss on the lips. I'd make a great commander. One of the perks I selected at the beginning of the game means I get my own house. Upon arrival, a message pops up saying, "Big Girl's Home," which I absolutely love. The place is pretty empty, but there's a note on the table saying I owe $125,000 to the bank, just when I thought I could play some video games to distract myself from my real life mortgage. I proceed to decorate the house by placing one white couch down. I was hoping for one black couch. I take off and head to the bank so I can sort out this mortgage situation. The banker is like, "Haha, there's nothing I can do, enjoy your crippling debt lifestyle." God, this game is immersive. The banker does employ me as a debt collector, so at least I scored a job out of it. Sarah is like, "Blah blah blah, metal pieces, magic, blah blah, shut up Sarah." I'm now a debt collector and I take my job very seriously. We fly to the moon and I start suffocating as I forgot to wear a helmet. Oopsie daisy, classic space mistake. I find the house in which the debtor is hiding, but more importantly, I find a giant space car thing. The car lets you sit in the driver's seat but not actually drive it. That's the equivalent of a girl putting her hair in a ponytail and then telling you she wants to talk. I enter the structure and speak to the man. I try and convince him to pay his debts, but he refuses to. I respect it, but then he gets hostile and I have to kill him. Well, in truth, I was looking for any reason to pop him. Why have power if you don't exert it regularly? I jump around in low gravity for longer than I care to admit, and then eventually head back to the bank. He's like, "Cheers, big girl, you're a rose among thorns." I head back to my ship and the dock is still littered with corpses. The city will send someone to another solar system to collect debt, but can't keep the streets clean. God, this is really so realistic. And thanks to everyone who got the first limited edition Modest Pelican water bottle that's now sold out. I was pretty overwhelmed with the support. I'm already cooking up our next drop, but there's still some t-shirts available at modestprinting.com. Remember that mutated spider I killed? Well, I took a sample from it and I need to deliver the vial to a scientist so we can figure out why they're appearing everywhere. A pretty noble mission if you ask me, but Sassy Sarah is pulsating passive-aggressive energy.
I hope you have a good reason for landing here.
I proceed to kill her, except you still can't as she's pivotal to the plot. I make my way inside the fortress to try and get a meeting with this scientist. To do this, I need to speak to the receptionist, Trevor. I've got actual issues, I admit, but I proceed to gun Trevor down in cold blood. It'll never not be funny to me killing NPCs, but this time the consequences were obscenely big. The receptionist rushes me with a fire axe, but I gun her down like she was a woman wearing a t-shirt and shorts in the Middle East. There's simply too many of them to fight, so I run for the exit. By some sort of miracle, I escape with my life. I wait 30 seconds and re-enter, but they're still super pissed off about Trevor. He must have been a well-liked guy. I die, but at least I leave a pretty beautiful corpse. I reload my save and try to fight my way through the Armada, but I die once, then twice, then 3 times. This wouldn't be so bad, but I never saved the game once, so I'm stuck here inside the fortress. The game does autosave, but it only keeps the 3 most recent saves available, and it autosaves every 2 seconds. So basically I'm stuck here, and all the recent saves are also stuck here. If I was any more stuck, Johnny Sins would show up and bang me himself. I then come up with a cunning plan. I may only have 5 health and no med packs, but I eat absolutely everything in my inventory. All those sandwiches I picked up are suddenly looking pretty genius right now. I must have eaten some speed enhancer and I'm able to sprint through the entire base and make it all the way to my ship. I take off into space a free man, or so I thought. As soon as I enter space, I'm blown out of the sky instantly, again and again and again. I decide instead to explore the surface of Mars, as it seems to be the only area I can actually survive in without getting capped. After searching for 7 minutes, I find a structure. Surrounding the structure is a gaggle of robots who don't seem hostile. Maybe this is where I can start a life for myself. Sarah and I will repopulate Mars. One of the robots then KOs me in 1 hit. I tried to fight, I tried to wait, but after looking at the game forums, I learned many other brave players were also stuck here. This planet became my prison and there was nothing I could do but violently scream. Fortunately, I think Starfield is a pretty great game, so I started over from the very beginning, this time making lots of saves. I eventually caught back up to where I was. I decide to see what happens if I go to a random place and just explore and check out what's going on. I land at a civilian outpost and make my way over. I meet this woman who looks like she'd complain at a restaurant, and she tells me one of her friends is trapped in a cave nearby. I agree to help her out, but I think our definitions of nearby are very different. I walk maybe 3 or 4 kilometers over to this cave. I honestly thought the game was glitched. There are more dinosaurs, but for the most part, if you keep their distance, they're chill like that. I reach the cave and find the lass crying in the dark. Relatable content. I battle my way back to the outpost, fighting off groups of aliens at every turn. This lass I'm saving keeps walking slowly. There's giant monsters everywhere, maybe a slow jog wouldn't kill you. She gives me 4,000 credits for my effort, which I personally don't think's enough. It was a very long walk. Learning nothing from my past mistakes, I proceed to kill her. Fortunately, none of her friends really care, which I can understand, she was pretty annoying. Despite the annoying glitch that made me restart and in turn gave me crippling depression, Starfield in my opinion is a pretty sick game. I mean, even while making this video, I've been playing it so much on my breaks. If you like the Fallout games, I'd recommend this for sure. I even hopped in my spaceship and landed on Earth. I managed to land right in Los Angeles, and they've done a great job here, very impressive. No, look, the boys and I have been chatting, and everyone's keen to play Grand Theft Auto Online again. I think we all needed a healthy break, but there's been a few updates, and yeah, we're keen to play again. Like the video or let me know in the comments if you'd like to see the Sons of Virgins GTA Online return. Thanks for watching, you absolute legends. I love you.